You had a question about the backswing on your forehand. What I saw was one little thing. The rest of it looks pretty good. Right around the point where you're going to want to transition from the pat the dog to the slot phase. Typically on an ATP style forehand, what happens is you go from the unit turn into the pat the dog, and then from the pat the dog you go into the slot. The racket stays on the same side of your body, and then you swing forward. But what's going on with your swing is while you're entering the pat the dog position, you're laying back your wrist while the racket is still in pat the dog, which ends up creating kind of a jumble between the two positions. Call that the pat the slot position, which is what you're getting into. Or if you notice, in the pat the slot position, the racket is no longer on the same side of your body. When you're in the pat the dog and your wrist is laid back, the racket tip comes behind your back and your elbow starts drifting back there too. And then from here, when you swing forward, the racket starts coming around like this. So the idea in general on an ATP style forehand is that the wrist is still pretty neutral in the pat the dog, so that way the racket tip is pointing this way, and then it lays back, and as it lays back you start to open the racket face, so that now from here it's not really closed anymore when you're in the slot, or if it is, it's only very slightly closed when you're in the slot. So you go from pat the dog to slot, and then from here, notice that the racket is still mostly on the right side of my body. From here, then I can swing forward. And this enables me to get more control of the racket in the contact window, rather than having to drag it from all the way around here. And they tend to have less control in the contact window. So again, just to recap demonstration, your swing looks like this. Unit turn, take back, pat the slot, and then you're dragging it forward and around, as opposed to a textbook ATP would be unit turn, pat the dog with the wrist neutral, then the slot, then pull it forward, and then extend and follow through.